Hi, this is Don Crowther from Smarts with a social networking strategy talking about how to automate Facebook status updates. In other words, how to go from Twitter into Facebook automatically. Now, generally, Twitter automating the process of going from Twitter to Facebook is going to be a failure. And this is absolutely true, and just trust me, this does not work. And the reason why is because of your Facebook audience. People follow you because they're your friend. They remember that you were their first kiss, their first date, their old college drinking buddy, their roommate, the guy they used to work with in the cube next to them, whatever it is. They're following you because they're your friend. They don't want your marketing. They don't want to be overwhelmed with your messaging. And this is one of the key things, is that most of us Twitter enough that if our Twitter feed is put into our Facebook feed, it just overwhelms everyone who is possibly following us, and that's absolutely not the right thing to do. And so most cases, automating your Twitter to Facebook posting is a very bad thing, but there is one Twitter automation tool that does work well, and it makes it so that you can save those few seconds of going in and logging into the other one and putting in an update there also. It is called Selective Twitter Status, and if you go into Facebook and you do a search for the term Selective Twitter Status, it'll bring up this app. And basically what it is, it's a very cool little app that enables you to pass tweets to Facebook automatically, but it only does it for those tweets that you end with a #FB. So if you put a #FB at the end of your tweet, and actually you can put it in the middle too, there's some settings that allow that. But what it does is it causes you to consciously think, is this tweet right for my particular audience? If it is, then just slap a #FB into it, and immediately you've passed it on automatically, and it works very, very well. This prevents overwhelm within your Twitter audience, and it works wonderfully. Automatically, I've never found a problem with passing those. So once you get it, you set up, so you tie the two accounts together. So you put in your username, and then you hit save, and off you go. It's working, and here it shows an example of ending with FB on your Twitter feed, on your Twitter post, and it just automatically goes and posts that to your Facebook. Now realize that you also have up here this bar, and as you look at that bar, you can see that you can post to your profile, but you can also post to your fan pages. And this is really key, and I want to take you through this for just a moment. So let's just imagine for a moment that you have your personal Twitter feed, and your personal Twitter feed is posting to your profile on Facebook. You then have another Twitter feed, which is a business-oriented one, specifically about one of your businesses. You then post those automatically into your fan pages, and you may want to have a higher number of them that do make that posting transition. And so it's very powerful to have the capability of doing both of these. So recommendation, we recommend that you use Selective Twitter as your primary status automation tool between the two. And then think about it and actually look at the group of people who you've got following you and determine the optimal level of status updates that you want to use for your audience, and then use it regularly. So if you determine that, hey, 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever you think is the right number, then just use it every day so that automatically happens. This is one of those things that I like, because if you remember my tweeting into the future technique, this #FB works into the future too. And so oftentimes I'll just go through and I'll do a whole day's worth of tweets, and then I'll just step back and I'll say, okay, this one and this one and this one are good to post into my Twitter feed, into my Facebook feed, and I'll just go slap FB on the end of those. And so it works really, really well. By the way, one hint, if you want to stay in front of your Facebook users a little more often, you can usually get away with a few more tweets per day if you use quotes from other people, which is a great way both to work in Twitter and get retweeted a lot, as well as in Facebook, working with them. So Selective Twitter Status is the add-in that I recommend that you use on Facebook to tie these things together, and then very carefully, consciously choose which ones you want to have passed to your Facebook page. This is Don Crowther with Smarts. Just go do this stuff.